Good morning. I did get your email. I have not read it yet. I'm just getting into my office, so I haven't read it yet. We've got Sally Fines watching from YouTube. Excuse me. Tom is in the house. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Tom. It is great to be back. I have mixed feelings about Friday. I actually love Mondays. Because Mondays I get the house back to myself. Well, I say to myself, I get the house back with me and my puppies. So uh so I want to come to you guys and tell you that I have already drank. This is a little bit left over from yesterday. Hmm. I have already drank a whole bottle plus this of water today. Yay me. Tom says I love Thursday, also known as Baby Friday. And Lauren says, good morning. Happy to make it to a live. Yay, welcome, Lauren. Thank you. Happy to have you as well. Um, let's see how okay, yeah. If I'm looking here, I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. I would like it to look like I'm looking at you, but it's kind of hard to do that and read comments and things like that. Anyway, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. I'm super stoked about having gotten a whole bottle of water in me already. I've gotten a whole bottle of water. One of my supplements, and I just took a vitamin B. I'm taking some vitamin B every day because it seems to really be helping me kind of just stay focused and get actually do something. I don't know. I've been struggling with being sick. I've been really struggling with getting anything done. And as you know, we are quickly approaching the end of January, and I can't do that. I've got way too much stuff to do. So, um, I didn't have a great night last night. I did get up and shower this morning, but I didn't do any stretching this morning. I will do some stretching. And like I said, I did get a whole bottle of water in me, and I ate some breakfast. I actually ate breakfast this morning. I made myself 2 eggs and 2 pieces of toast with butter. So I actually have food in my stomach. Um, okay, this one is, close your ears if you don't want to, if things are maybe a little bit TMI, but if you're curious about your system, like how your system is processing food, then an easy way to tell whether or how long it takes you to process food is to eat corn. So if you eat corn, and not just a little bit, you're gonna have to eat enough to make sure it shows up just the way it went in, as when it comes out. Excuse me, but um I did this like a week and a half ago, and I didn't pay great attention. Uh, so I made myself. Have y'all ever heard of chicken taco soup? Well, it's like one of my easiest favorite things to Tom says, does candy corn count? It does not come out the same way it goes in, but I love candy corn. So yeah, if you're watching, and which team are you? Stop it, Wilson. Tom Wilson Miller, knock it off. If you are team candy corn, put hashtag team candy corn. If you are not, put your favorite candy in the chat. If you're watching on replay, comment hashtag replay. I'm wanting to get to know a lot more about when you guys are watching and who's watching replay and who's actually watching. I just, so anyway, your system. It's good to know how long it takes to process your system to process food, because then you know if your system is being sluggish or not. And mine is uber sluggish because my chicken taco soup, it's just canned chicken, black beans drained, some can of corn. Sometimes I put a can of olives in it. I did not do that this time. What else? A little bit of taco seasoning. Oh, Rotel, like a can of Rotel tomatoes with I like it spicy. And basically it's just that, and heat it up. It's super fast. It's super tasty. And anyway, that's what I've had for dinner the last 2 nights. And the corn isn't showing up yet. So that tells me that my system is, I'm still having a lot of trouble with my system, and things are not moving like they should be moving. So I'm going to be very disciplined about taking the particular supplement that's supposed to help my gut to improve. I'm going to be very diligent about taking that. I'm not going to take the betaine HCl for right now. I've only taken it once in the last couple of days, and that was because the something else I ate was really bothering me. And hopefully see some improvement with that. I'm also wondering if it's my gut health and possibly something environmental that is causing me to hold on to this cough and this cold, and for it to keep coming back. I've been thinking about reaching back out to the doctor, but I really don't want to go on another antibiotic. It's like I think my whole gut system is completely depleted of any healthy bacteria right now because of all the antibiotics that I have been taking for the last month. So I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to him and say, hey, look, what do you suggest? I don't want to do antibiotic. If you guys have any hints, then let me know. I keep forgetting. I have to go order the keto chow that I think Roz was the one told me about yesterday. I meant to order it last night so that hopefully it would be coming today, but I forgot. So I will do that. I also use Sole water, which is a salt water that you make yourself with the real good block salt. So I will be adding some of that to one of my water bottles today. All right. So that's kind of me and the health thing. I am super, super stoked. If you are in my Simplified Accounting Facebook group, then welcome. Thank you for being there. And thank you for whatever happened this morning and brought like 30 new people to me in an hour. I don't know what happened. I'm like super stoked about it. I'm almost wondering if there's, if more people have shown up. Yep. More people are showing up. Where are these people coming from? I don't know. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. If you're watching and you did not fill out the questions though, I won't let you in. So make sure you fill out the questions. You just have to answer something, right? Oh, that's a really good point. PSA. If you have if you are selling online, you have a reseller business. Yay! Apparently a bunch of people didn't think they had a business. Oh, I don't have a business. I just sell a little bit on eBay. I don't have a business. I just sell on online. I was like, what? You absolutely have a business, but I couldn't say that to answer to their questions. So we really need to reframe what you think is a business. Okay. So and the hobby ones, the people that are telling me that they have a hobby and that they don't have an actual business. Well, excuse me. You can only take deductions on a hobby up to what you have made on the hobby so that you break even. So you can't take your cell phone and you can't take you can't take all these things and and actually do something to help your family overall finances, right? So let's just accept that you have a business. So all of those people that are feeling that way, I'm super glad that you found me because I want to get your mindset changed. Super, super excited about helping you change your mindset about what is a business. A sole proprietor is still a business. You don't have to have an LLC to be a business. An LLC just creates a whole lot of extra paperwork, money going out the window, and oversight by your state. Yeah, who needs that? Nobody needs that. So, um, so there's that. All right. I think I'm good. I think that's all that I really wanted to get off of my chest this morning. Bobby loves to thrift. Good morning from Northeast Ohio. Good morning, Bobby. Glad to have you back. I did I have something else I wanted to say? I guess if I did, I'll remember it later. So, Roz was with us yesterday morning. She's back in Zoom this morning. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the chat, jump on Zoom with us, whichever one you would like to do. I will be keeping this to 30 minutes. I am looking at ways that I can help you guys. If you go watch my video in the Facebook group that I did this morning, I just kind of went live more or less from the heart, just kind of, what are you guys thinking? But I want to provide some mindset, some ways for you guys to get a mindset shift. You are all more than capable. Money loves you. You love money. It's good for you. The more you have, the more people you can help. You can be good and have money. You can live your best life. I want all of these things for you guys. And I want them for myself. So let's work together and build great businesses, great relationships, and just be better. Okay? So if you have something that you would like to have, then that you would like me to do for you, then please reach out. Please let me know. I am more than happy to either find a way to provide it myself or find someone that can provide it for me to give, to offer to you. All right. We have Chris, and I'm going to unpin myself so that we can see who is here today. Gallery. There we go. Hi, Chris. Hi, Roz. Do we have any questions? Do you guys have anything for me this morning? Yes. Go ahead.
Um, we have a house in Orlando where my adult children live and they pay for that. Like the mortgage is in our name, but they pay for it. We don't deal with it. And we go up there quite a bit. And they have the Goodwill bins up there that I like to source at. Is that considered travel as well?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
here's the thing. Um, when you are traveling, whatever the whatever the initial thought reason was for you wanting to take the trip doesn't necessarily matter.
Okay.
What matters is that when you get there, you're going to do business. If you have, when you leave the house, if you have every intention of doing business when you get there, then now it's a business trip. The IRS code states that you can go on vacation
Right.
and you can have a multi-purpose trip and still take all of your transportation there, all of your transportation home, your lodging while you're traveling there and back, your food while you're traveling there and back. You can also get those things on the days that you work while you're there.
Okay. I was curious because we don't usually cook while we're there. So we eat out a lot.
Right.
So I didn't know if I haven't been deducting my meals for there because I wasn't sure since we own the house, how that works. So we stay at the house while we're
Right.
there.
Yep.
Okay. So we can take the meals when we're sourcing those days or the
Yes.
entire time. Okay.
Yeah. And if it who's in the business? Is it just you?
Me. Yeah.
Just you? Okay.
Mhm.
So obviously if when you're driving, it's it's the miles, so it doesn't matter. If you're
Right.
flying, it would be your ticket. If you were taking a train, it would be your ticket. Bus, your ticket. But um and the meals would be the same thing. Here's the caveat to that, because I'm fairly positive that when you go out to eat with your significant other or family, you are probably going to talk about your business at some point in time.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
pay
I
for
roped my daughter. I roped my daughter into going to the bins with me and searching because she's, a lot younger, so she knows different things to pick up. So um she's not in my business, but she definitely sources for me with me when I'm there.
Okay. So all you have to do when you sit down to a meal, if you discuss something about your business, maybe you go out to breakfast with your daughter before you go to the bins, and then you have a discussion because she's going to actually be working with you during this time.
Right.
So you have a discussion about what you might be looking for in particular. Like maybe
Right.
you had a new bolo, or you studied a new brand, or something about sizes. Like, I don't want smalls, I only want triple X.
Right. Right.
Um, now that's become a business meeting. Pay it with your business card, and write on the receipt who you had the meal with,
Okay.
and just like a bullet point or two about what the discussion was.
Okay. That's easy.
Yeah.
So I'll start doing that. Very good. Thank
I
you.
mean, if you haven't done your taxes yet, so you can go back. If you go back and look through your phone, pictures, things, think about when you went, you could recapture at least the miles.
Right. Yeah, we could do the mile. Although we usually take my husband's car, which I've been using my car to write off.
So you just take those miles as a separate, so you just track the miles for both
Second
cars.
car. Okay. I don't know if we can do that because his may be considered a work vehicle. I don't know, but I'll think about it.
Okay. Um, yep. That's all I got on that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ah, my puppies are out there playing. Um, okay. So anybody else? We've got like 8 minutes left. I don't think that, let's see, I'm currently only sharing this to YouTube. So there's no chat to look for anywhere else. We have 7 people over here in YouTube watching. Who's here? Do you have any questions? Do you have any statements? Anything that you need? How can I help you? Tax season officially starts on the 29th of January. So 3 more days. Oh, let's see if do. Oh, you got another question, Chris?
Yeah. Okay, so for taxes with that house, we haven't been putting it as a rental because our kids live there and they pay the mortgage. But can we still take the mortgage interest on that? Even though they pay for it all? My daughter is on the deed.
The only way to take the mortgage interest is if you itemize, other than your business, and you're not gonna, more than likely, you're not itemizing.
No,
Most people since 2018 are not itemizing.
no.
So if you worked out of the house, then you could take, all of, home office expense for the place, but
Okay.
you're not working there.
Right. So we get no benefit from that house except my kids get somewhere to live.
Well, that's because of how you currently have it set up.
Right. Well, we had it set up that way because in Florida, you can only have one homestead. And so since my children were living there full time, we put my daughter, so she could get homestead. So the taxes are lower.
Okay. Well, I
She
mean,
can't take anything either on hers because she's not on the mortgage. She's just on the deed. Correct.
unless she's running a business.
No, she's not. Okay. So it's just an extra house that we have.
Yeah, I don't know what the Florida laws are regarding a rental property, and if that would mess up the homestead tax reduction. So
Right.
that would be my first check, would be to find out if, what the difference is between the taxes, what maybe if I didn't take the homestead, then what would I be able to get if I treated it as a rental?
Right.
Because you might be better off treating it as an actual rental than you are using the deduction for homestead on taxes.
Well, right now that house in the last 3 years has doubled. So no, probably not. The taxes up there would be crazy because we have a rental where we live. All of the houses are in Florida. Um, and we kept our original house when we got married, and it's a rental close by us, and we're 3 hours from Orlando. So we got that because there was nowhere to live for my daughter when she was going to school. So we ended up buying a house right at the beginning of middle of the 2020 shutdown and all that. But since then, the prices have, I mean, they were high then, but now they're really high. So I think the tax would be crazy high if we got rid of homestead up there. Probably be like 10 grand, which I know they don't want to pay that because they're paying for the house.
Right. Yeah, it would come back to being, what you'd have to do it on paper. You'd have to sit down,
Yeah.
you'd have one, figure out what the laws are, and then two, sit down and figure out how it would benefit your taxes, your yearly taxes, and then see if the reduction is worth the addition.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Probably not.
I never assume.
I know. But
Do
again,
do the math, do the work.
I don't want to have to pay the because that would come back to me to pay the taxes. They'd be like, Mom, we can't pay that.
Okay. But again, do the work. Don't assume, because there's always ways to get the taxes paid. So make sure that it's definitely not a viable option before you just throw it in the trash can. I mean, I get that you don't want cash coming out of your pocket,
Right.
but a lot of times that stuff, and you're making an assumption of what the taxes would actually be, so you need to check that too. Because like our taxes just went up, but we knew about it a year before they went up. So, and they're doing it. I completely disagree with it, but the house is in my husband's name. I'm not. He owned it before I got here. I'm not. It's on him to figure out.
Right.
But I don't agree with it because I don't see the house being worth what they're saying. Generally speaking, the taxes are what they're saying the taxes are on the house, or on the worth of the house. What they're saying that the worth of the houses is generally lower than what you would actually get if you sold it. And I don't feel like that about, I don't think we would get what they're saying that
Right.
it's worth.
Right. Like our rental is 1,000 square feet smaller than the house we're in right now. And we're on water on this house. And we pay almost the same in taxes because of the homestead exemption. So our rental, which we've had since 1992, like the taxes on that are $4,000 for like 1,500. So I know with that house up there, it's a 2,500 square foot house and it's probably worth 500. So if we took the homestead off, it would probably be, because it's generally about, for here, it's about 2% of what they say the cost of the house is, which is painful. But if you have that homestead, like we've had the exemption on this house for 20 years, so they can only go up a percentage, a very small percentage each year. So, but I'll look into it eventually when all this other stuff's not going on.
Sorry, I just had something weird happen in my chat.
Uh-oh.
YouTube. Anyway, I got rid of him. So do you with your rental,
Mhm.
it's long-term rental?
Usually, yes. Right now it's empty because we have to do some remodeling.
Okay.
It's old and we're tearing out bathrooms in the kitchen right now. So it's been empty for several months, but generally, yes, it's a yearly rental.
Have you looked into short-term?
Um, as in like Airbnb kind of short term, or people, the snowbirds coming down and renting it for 3 and 6 months?
So in rental language, uh, short-term is like the Airbnb short, actual weekends. But
Right.
in IRS language, it's anything less than a year.
No, because that means generally if they don't sign a lease for longer, then we have to go back in and redo everything for every short term.
Do you understand the tax benefit differences?
No, I do not.
So when you do long-term rental, um, you can't deduct a lot of the things that, um, like if new refrigerators and you have to depreciate everything for long-term rentals. Um, for short-term rentals, again, anything less than a year.
364 days.
There you go.
Yeah.
Um, now you can deduct every time you have to have somebody go clean the house, paint the house, do the lawn, um, bug treatment, um, all of the things, replace the refrigerator, replace the stove, get drywall work, get electric work. Anything that you get done is now deductible.
Okay, so the last tenants were in there only, okay, they were there long term, but we had a month to month lease on them because we knew we needed to get in there. So this last term, they were only in 8 months, I think.
It
Actually,
was a month to month lease. That makes it
right.
short term.
Okay. So everything we're doing now is totally deductible.
Yep. So you need to make sure that you handle all of that for the 2023. Everything that you did in 2023 makes that short term rental.
Okay. Does it
You can
still
go
make
back
it?
and grab all of those receipts and things and write them off.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say it's been empty and nothing has been done on it because my husband's shoulder went out, then he got sick. So it's been sitting empty since they moved out in August with nothing being done to it.
So you didn't do anything at all last year.
We cleaned it out,
Okay.
but that's about it.
Okay.
Oh, no, we did have a new air conditioner. The air conditioner went out.
Okay. So, uh, again, I mean, there's things that you can't just write off that you have to depreciate depending on
Right.
cost,
Yeah.
but a lot of things can just be written off. So, I would look into that really deep, pull everything that you can possibly pull. Also, because it was a short-term rental and it's been sitting empty for so many months, you can deduct where it's been sitting empty. That's loss of rent.
Right. Right.
So
Even though it's our fault that it's empty.
I didn't.
Okay. Yes.
It's not your fault that it's empty. The house needs to be updated.
Yeah.
That's not your fault.
They let the one bathroom leak, and so there is mold. there's mold everywhere in the bedroom, in the closet. Like we have to rip all of that out. So much fun.
So that's damage from tenants. That's deductible.
Yeah.
And because they were on month to month, it was all short term.
Okay. And I didn't know that the long term we couldn't deduct certain things. Not that we had a whole lot anyway, but I feel like I did deduct different things over the years. I mean, but it wasn't much.
There's definitely a difference in the things that you're allowed to deduct versus the things that you're not when it's a long-term rental versus a short-term rental. And I just found it because I was researching this a few weeks ago, and I just found it very interesting that the real estate people that are that's kind of the thing that they do, um that their terminology doesn't match the what the IRS says. I would be saying I have short-term rentals for anything under a year versus a long-term rental. They only call it a short-term rental if it's, less than a couple of weeks. And then it's a mid-term rental if it's a month to 6 months.
Okay.
So it's like, I think it confuses people.
Right. Right. So going forward, I need to write all of my leases as month to month or for 364 days.
um yeah, that's
And just
definitely if you can work that out with, that's a contractual thing with, that
right.
I'm
Well,
not sure how I would feel moving into a place
I know.
with a
Month.
month to month lease if if the rent if the rentee
Rent,
if the owner of the house
renting.
could possibly raise my rent every month or could possibly kick me out at the end of every month.
Right. Right.
um so
And they knew that we wanted to get in there and do some stuff to that house because we've also thought of moving back into that house. My husband's retiring next year. And this house is a big upkeep. So we had told them, we're gonna need to get in there eventually because we need to redo some stuff. And we might be moving back in. So they knew that. They'd been there for years. So in the contract, we put in that we would not kick them out without 3 months notice. Like that was written in the contract. Like we're not going to say, okay, Friday you got to go. We're giving you a 3 month warning to get out. So
and
that,
then they were the ones that ended up deciding to leave.
yes. Yes, because we raised their rent at the renewal of their lease. But they were, do you know what Section 8 is?
Yeah.
Okay. We were not Section 8, but we were charging Section 8 prices for the area, and we really needed to increase our income. I mean, we were almost $1,000 a month lower than everyone else. But they had
Wow.
been good tenants and we kept them low. But we increased it by $200 and we told them we were increasing it and they, whoa, like, okay, good luck, go find something else. You're not going to, but we had kept it underinflated. So we weren't maximizing our profit because we were keeping our tenants happy, but we weren't keeping us happy.
Right. And if you were actual Section 8, you could have gotten a subsidy versus not being Section 8 and charging those prices. You can't,
Right.
yeah, you can't.
And I really didn't want to be Section 8 because there's a lot of government stuff you have to go through and I just It just happened to be that our prices were so low that we were probably lower than Section 8. But when we've had horrible people in there before and we got somebody good, so it was like, we don't want to kick them out because it's a lot of work every time somebody moves out.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Is the house in, or is either that house or the one that you're in currently, like a touristy kind of destination or a travel destination?
And I close my eyes and shake my head yes, because it's getting overpopulated. I want to move. We live in Cape Coral, Florida.
Oh, okay.
It is like the destination right now for some ungodly reason. But so we have talked about the house that we live in now is on the water and changing that to a Airbnb and moving to the small house because we want to travel, which is another question I have for you, but I know you have to go.
Until you start talking about traveling, and then I'm like, oh, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How do you want to do it?
Well, we have an RV and we were
Yeah.
gonna we were gonna take the RV because this area sucks for reselling. Everyone has sold their stuff up north to come down here. It's very hard to find good stuff. And I don't want to be a volume seller. I want to be a, 20 plus seller. So I have convinced my husband that we need to travel in the RV to get goods in different cities. So I wasn't sure how that would work out that would just be another vehicle, right? For travel. So instead of my car, it would be the RV.
Yeah. I mean, unless I can convince you into doing something else other
Like,
than eBay.
as in,
I don't know. That's something that we'd have to kind of, or you'd have to think about what you like to do. For example, I love that I have sold on eBay. I love that I've sold online, done the whole reseller thing. It's been phenomenal. It's been eye-opening. It's a great tax hack to get rid of stuff. If you happen to catch me in text group yesterday, I I mentioned that always when you go to purge stuff from your house, everything needs to go through your business. Everything that you purge needs to go through your
I
business.
did see that. You said to charge, like if I bought a couch for $300 and which would never happen these days, but $300, I would use it as $300 is what I paid for it so the original. Okay.
Right. Everything that you get rid of in your house goes through your business. That means also the income that comes in from those other avenues, comes into your business.
Right.
But all of the things that you go to get rid of need to go through your business so that you can expense them inside of your business.
Okay. So a couch that I bought 20 years ago, and let's say I paid 300, 500, and I sold it for 100, so it's a loss of 400. Gotcha.
The loss of,
If it was 500, loss of $400.
okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like I'm purging my kitchen right now.
I need to purge the entire house. But we gotta finish
Yes,
the other
but
house
let's not
first.
think about it like that. One room at a time. And
I
then
know.
pick the room, and then it's one shelf at a time. Yeah,
No.
no. But my goal is to be 100% mobile by the end of the year.
Oh,
Not that I have to be mobile, but that I can be mobile. And when you're traveling to find items to sell in your store, who's going to ship the ones that are home?
Well, I have two stores and I kept the second store. I don't do much in it, but I kept it because it has good feedback. So when I travel, I'm just gonna, my thought was put the one store, my big store right now on vacation mode. And then use the little store and ship on the road, list and ship on the road. That's my thought. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
My thought was, if I was going to continue doing eBay while I'm on the road, that it would only be small items and it would only be a small store. So, for example, jewelry.
Right.
It tends to be easy to find. I could, maybe I'm listing 5, selling 5. It's not taking up much room. I can list on the road. I can have a little bitty, because if I did jewelry, it would only be earrings. I've tried all the other things. I don't like to list them. I don't like to figure them out. Earrings are easy. So if I continue doing eBay on the road, it's only going to be jewelry. I already have all the stuff. So I have a whole pile of earrings. I have one of the little 12 by 12 light boxes that I can plug in on a table. I have, a little square flat that I could literally go outside and take pictures
Right.
outside. So I have all of the things, and in a 4-inch wide by 2-foot long box, I can probably put 100 pair of earrings.
Yeah.
So I can find that much room inside of my RV, inside of my camper.
Right.
And I have a little bitty camper.
Oh, well, we have, class A, which I want to switch to. We went and looked at toy haulers that have the garage. I'm like, I can have the bunk beds come down and all my stuff can be stored.
The new Berkeley's.
Uh,
Oh, you gotta look up the Berkeley's.
Berkeley, okay.
Berkeley. Yeah, my YouTube notifications consist mainly of camper channels. It's like I'm seeing all the updates. I can't wait till next month when the big show is here in Maryland. But there's a couple of Berkeley models that I don't know if you actually need the toy hauler or not, but there's this one in particular Berkeley model that is a fifth wheel, I think. It has it's not a toy hauler, it's a patio.
Yeah.
It's
Some of
all,
the toy haulers have the patio off the
but
back
this isn't,
and the side.
yeah, this isn't a toy hauler. Like, you can't bring anything in.
Right.
It's only a patio that has stairs to go down, and it has an outside kitchen right there. And it's got speakers. It's got a side door that you can come in the back and go in the rest of. Oh my
Right.
goodness! Like, oh, I
Yeah,
love the patios. I think the patios are
I know. And we have dogs, so patios are for sure what we look for as well. That's why we're probably getting rid of the Class A, and because I can haul more in the toy hauler. We don't have any toys in the back. It'll be all my stuff.
I understand. I understand the toy hauler is to haul your eBay store. And I
Right.
thought about that too. I thought about pulling a trailer with my eBay store.
Yeah.
The only thing that I haven't figured out is, I don't want to get hit with from eBay. Like, I know that there's people doing it. I just haven't talked to them yet.
Right. Me either.
So I don't want to get hit with eBay for drop shipping because I'm traveling.
Oh.
Now,
Hmm.
I've never had a problem taking my items with me. Ones that hadn't been paid for yet, that, like, okay, I'm going on
Right.
vacation. I've got
Right.
4 or 5 items that haven't been paid for yet. I'm just going to take them with me and I'll ship them on location. So
Right.
I've never had any problem shipping on location. It still ships from my address. Like, that's what I'm buying the
Right. Yeah.
postage on. But but it's like it does. I've done it from New York. I've done it from West Virginia. I did it from California, North Carolina. So I've never had an issue, but it's not been that many.
Right. Yeah. Because
And the store was on vacation mode. So
right.
I don't know if that's a difference.
I guess I'd have to talk to them first.
Right. But you know how it is to talk to them. They're
Yeah.
very, very helpful, but a lot of times they don't know.
They don't know. Right.
So I think it's better to, I probably just need to reach out to some of these Instagrammers and YouTubers that are absolutely doing that, and then bring
Right.
them on my channel and hey, let's talk about the actual eBay logistics of doing this.
Right.
What's required? What do you have to do?
And I know from watching some of the RV travel channels, they have like a post office box, or I can't remember what it
Yes,
is,
yes,
that
like
they all their mail goes to or
South
something.
Dakota, Wyoming. Yeah, well, you're in Florida, so Florida is great because it's a tax, a no state tax state. So that's mainly why they're doing it, though, is they're getting their address to be in a state that doesn't have state taxes.
Oh, but I mean for like mail forwarding, like they have a permanent mail address, but it's not like a house, it's some
Right.
company. And
Yes.
then they ship it to wherever they end up, which I'm thinking maybe that permanent address would be what we could use to ship on the road. I don't know.
It would be what it is what you would use to ship on the road. I mean, it's definitely
Right. Even if we're in North Carolina and my home is Florida, I would still say that I was coming from Florida, even though
you
I
would still
like
say
North Carolina.
I mean, you would still use Florida. You wouldn't have to use, there's places in Florida, but that would handle your mail for you.
Yeah.
Which is all that those places are doing, but you actually have roots in Florida.
Right.
For a lot of these people, they do it because they're trying to establish an address in a state that doesn't require
Yes.
them to be there,
Oh, yeah.
and doesn't require state taxes. There's also that doesn't require them to show up every year and get emissions or driver's license or tags or something like that too.
Right.
South Dakota is the easiest one to go to. You can literally be there overnight and then be claimed to be a resident.
That's crazy.
So I may take a trip to South Dakota this year.
Just a minute.
But yeah, I mean, think about things that you're interested in that maybe aren't eBay. Just think about it. Brain dump
Right.
things that you like, that are just, near and dear to your heart. Doesn't matter what it is. And then come over into the group or one of the future calls that I do and let me know what all the things are, and then we'll start discussing ways you can make money with them.
Gotcha. Well, I like to shop. That's part of the problem. That's why I do eBay.
Okay. So you can shop and you can talk about shopping without actually selling anything.
No, that's true. You want me to be on camera?
I didn't say anything about camera.
Okay.
I said nothing about a camera. Bobby loves to thrift, says I sell at the flea market in the summer, almost 20 years.
My husband told me he would not do that with me. Because I've
You know
said,
what?
you could just take this stuff. He's like, that is not what I'm doing.
I I thought about um with the jewelry thing, I thought, or stickers, things like that, small stuff, that
Mm,
if I could set it up within my camper to do, that I could sell it at the campgrounds. Like I just have a sign on my camper.
right.
And then maybe I would call ahead and say, hey, can I set up a booth while I'm there?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times on the weekends they have that kind of stuff going on anyway. Um, I don't know. I mean, now I'm trying to think I could probably do that with the accounting side of things too.
Of course. Yeah. Pull into a campground in March or February and say, who needs their taxes done?
No.
No.
No, I mean, I would set up hey, do you have a business? Let's talk about, taxes and bookkeeping and things like that. Let's go live. Let's, showcase your business, showcase my business kind of thing. But nah, when I'm out now, I'm not doing taxes on the road. I mean, if I was living on the road, it would be different,
Right,
but
right.
but not right now.
Yeah.
And I don't travel during February and March during tax season. But I'm probably taking my birthday's April 10th. I decided my taxes stop on March 31st. Everything will be wound up by April 8th, and then I'm taking the rest of April off.
Good.
I mean, I'll still do my calls, but that's
Right,
it.
right.
Bobby says, my husband goes with me and eats it up. My kids used to help me. Shocked me that he loves it.
Yeah,
So,
mine likes to shop and source, and he, of course, finds different things than I do, and convinces me to buy stuff that I'm like, what? But he's like, I am never going, we've done the 127 yard sale before. He's like, we are never gonna be one of these people. I'll buy from them, but we're not traveling with all that stuff to set up at different places. Okay.
and
Because I
I
would do
understand
that. I
that,
would totally do that.
but that's not the same as loading up one weekend and going over to the flea market and
No.
just setting up for the day,
Yeah.
because it's actually fun. I've talked to so many different people, just chatting and sold a bunch of stuff and got rid of a bunch of stuff. So that part was actually fun. I'm with you though. I don't well, I'm with him. I don't want to travel and do that. I don't want to have to unload it and load it back up, and like that's too much
Right.
real estate for me. So yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Well, thanks
Okay,
for the
well,
conversation.
this has been fun,
Yes.
and always nice to meet another RVer and a dog lover. Hi, puppy.
Yes.
Um,
She's definitely right on my lap.
oh, look at your baby.
The other one is wandering around because she's 17 going, what?
Um,
What?
the smallest one that we have is 62 pounds. My baby is 82 pounds, and he is a lap puppy.
Ugh. Yeah. She's 18 pounds and that's plenty. The other one's 9 pounds.
Yeah,
Those are my dogs. You have
I have
dogs.
I have an 82-pound lap puppy. So, all right. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Thanks for the questions
Uh,
and the chat. And I'll see everybody on Monday.
All right. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.